He has a mind like a steel trap.
I know. Undefeated.
He's always
But
going to...
only for things that don't matter. Like my wife's birthday, forget about it. Yeah, if she were a Ninja Turtle, then we'd be talking.
Happy birthday, Donatello. All right, welcome to This Week in Nerd History. This is a podcast where we talk about all the fun, dumb, nerdy stuff from the past, present, and future. I'm Mike. Joining me as always, we got AJ and Sal. How you guys doing?
Great.
Good, how are you, man?
What was this move? I liked it. What was
That was my inverted salute. It's something
I
that
am so entertained by Sal.
it's something that nerds and maybe Artie from Pete and Pete used to do.
Holy crap. All right. We got a little bit of a different kind of some topics to talk about today. We were trying to figure out some stuff to talk about. We're going to save
What
some
do we do? We're running out of
Zelda
stuff.
down the road.
We're already
I
at the
know.
bottom of the barrel. What?
Jeez. We talked through every nerdy thing
Talked
in the
about everything.
world, every dumb thing that we like. We're going to go through a little bit of internet archives of just some dumb crap that we like, some older videos that just like, a lot of them are like pre-meme or like web whatever 2.0, whatever it is. What was like the...
I would say it's like
I blacked out.
You guys will
It's like pre-YouTube, really, for a bunch of them.
YouTube. That's a good marker for it. So we're gonna dig through some of that stuff. I got a dumb game for you guys. We got the anniversary
I live
of Deadpool,
with the dumb games. Yeah.
And probably something else. If we got time, maybe we'll bump myself, but break down some animation. But we'll see. We'll see if we're lucky. We got time.
Howdy there, folks. Video James here. Have you ever dreamed of running your own martial arts school? I know I have. Every damn day of my life. Well, now you can too, thanks to the sponsor of this video, Fight School Simulator. You can build and design your own dojo, train your students, and fight those annoying rivals from across town to become the strongest. Set up equipment, organize training areas, and keep everything clean so you can grow your school, get more students, and collect that sweet, sweet tuition money. So click on that link in the description and download Fight School Simulator so you can start training those grasshoppers today.
Yeah.
So let me get right into this game, which I'm calling Guess That Big Dog's Shirt. So if you're not familiar with Big Dogs, AJ, are you familiar with Big Dogs?
No.
So they're a clothing brand. It was started by, I think, like 2 Vietnam vets or war veterans. So it's this company that they make these weird shirts. The big dog is like the mascot of it, right? And let me just walk you through. I gave you some examples because it's so weird. And it's for, just think of like corny dads or like
Corny grandpas.
Yeah, this is barbecue wear.
barbecue.
I don't know.
I'm putting it on with my tall white socks and my white sneakers.
Yeah, it's like, and a lot of the themes and
Cook
stuff,
up
it's
some
like
dogs.
it's like what like Tim Allen would wear. A lot of like Tim
Yeah.
Allen themes.
You would see big dogs on Home Improvement, whether it was
Yes.
Brad or Tim or Randy
right.
or the other one.
So it's a lot of attitude. There's a whole category on their website that is just attitude. So it's just shit like this. Like, I'm not saying you're stupid, but I'm thinking it.
That sucks.
Right? A lot of stuff like this. You can't fix stupid, not even with duct tape.
Wow.
Right. So these are like the standard for it. And it varies from all over the place. Right. So then you get a lot of like patriotic stuff. There is a patriotic section on there. This one doesn't quite make sense to me. I mean, it's Rosie the Riveter.
He's just showing off his muscles, man.
I guess so. I mean, they're mashing in a couple different themes here.
A dog with a Rosie.
Then it just gets terrible. I don't know.
Is it? Did you pull this from like an AI forum or something?
This is from their freaking website.
Oh
This is a real.
Yes, these are real.
What?
So this is the worst one, but they do dip into like the alt kind of area for a little bit. But there's also one that's just it doesn't make any sense. There's this one, but then there's also one that has like the Obama Hope one that just says like bark on it or something at the bottom. So
For anyone listening and not watching, we're looking at a dog that says proud toxic male. So that's
Yes.
that's
with
our
his arms
wolf.
crossed,
Yeah.
he
And
looks
he's got
pissed.
huge forearms and a polo shirt that would just put
he
a
looks-
company picnic to shame.
He looks real mad. He looks like he's wearing like a superhero mask.
Yeah, he looks like Bat Dog.
There's all superhero ones too. I don't know there's no licensing. I can guarantee you that. There's a lot of parody ones, and it's just like, you guys can't. This is just
that.
straight up ripping it off. So tons of bad dog puns as well, AJ. That's another big theme.
Okay, all right.
This one is like the most, or the only feminine one. This wasn't even on their website anymore.
I have PMS and GPS. I'm a biatch, and I will find you.
Mm-hmm.
What's with this sexy bee?
This bee is so sexy. You can tell because of the heels.
Yes.
Yeah, the heels show off
And
her
the
calves.
lipstick.
Yep. So this was probably... This one wasn't on their website. It's the only kind of like female-centric one. I think there's like maybe one on their actual website, but it's all just like the worst of the worst.
I'm a biatch.
And this is more like check your entitlement. So it's a lot of like boomer type shirts, like casual boomer wear, basically, is what it's turning into.
Can you imagine being the poor artist who's like assigned to draw this? You know, they just were like, draw the dog doing a bunch of poses, and then we'll put the lettering in afterwards.
We'll put in awful phrases for you.
Okay.
Yes.
So here's the game. All right.
All right.
There's 3 choices here. This is round 1. Hang on. Let me just make sure I got
what
the
is
right
this
one.
doggy saying?
So I've recreated the shirts
he's
themselves.
not going to say that
Yeah.
you're stupid, but he is thinking it.
Right. This is definitely one of like the attitude ones of you're stupid, but I'm not saying whatever it is. So I'm going to give you 3 choices. You got to pick which one is the fake one. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's a bunch of these.
Yeah. So I'm giving
Just
you 3
try
choices.
to take my dog bowl, and you'll see how loud I can howl. Okay.
Okay. That's option 1. I'll run through these, and then I'll show all 3 on screen so you can kind of pick out which one.
Okay. I
can
can always get a new job, but you will always be stupid.
That's pretty standard. That
Yeah.
sounds like
Okay.
a real one.
Teach a man to fish, but this big dog never learns. What?
What?
Yep.
Just willfully stupid.
Yeah. So this was one where these are the 3. Only one of these is real, so you have to pick the real one. I had it backwards.
Oh,
okay.
okay. The real one, I think, is... Wait. I can always get a new job. What does the stupid have to do with being employed?
None of them really quite make sense. They kind of step on their own logic so much.
I mean, the loud you can howl sounds insane. Like, that's just so total madness. It's also the most dog-centric. Like,
It's almost too dog.
it's not even really applicable to a human being. Like, what does the dog bowl represent? What am I howling about?
My stimulus package.
The way I took it, it was like the dog
My
bowl could be
retirement
like
plan.
my money, my home, like don't tread on me kind of
my
thing.
snacks.
Yeah, it's just a
Right.
little esoteric. It kind of gets it loses the narrative a little bit. Which actually makes me think maybe it is so stupid that it's real. Because it's so vexing.
I really like the teach a man to fish, but this big dog never learns. It's
just willfully ignorant.
it just doesn't.
Yeah, you could teach me to
It
fish,
doesn't
but
make
fuck
any
you.
sense.
This big dog never learns. No, thank you. I'd
Yeah.
rather go hungry. And him just being like, yep, I'm going to starve in the winter.
Oh my god.
I'm voting for the job one because it's as stupid as the dog bowl one, but it's less complicated.
It does feel like the most likely to be real.
So both of you guys are going with the
with
Yeah,
job.
but I want it to be the fish one.
want it to be the bowl.
I want it to be the fish one. I'm gonna pick the fish one.
It's the job one. The job is the real one. Oh my god.
Good. I'm glad that you engineered the fish one.
So this is on a T-shirt that you're gonna wear to work, and assuming that you're gonna wear it in front of coworkers that you don't like, and be like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, I guess so, right? That does make sense.
Like,
You're
are you
wearing
trying
it at
to
your current
front?
job.
on your.
That is. Oh my god. Before I forget, too, I should give a lot of credit goes to Alex, who a few years ago we went through this big dog deep dive, and shit, I have to find it. I can't even remember if it was a planner who actually did it. He bought everybody big dog shirts for like Christmas.
Oh
Fuck,
no!
I gotta find mine.
You sponsored them?
Yeah, no, this podcast is sponsored by Big Dog. All right, so yeah, it is. I can always get a new job, but you will always be stupid. That is, I mean, it's so
Lame.
fucking specific, and barely holds on to making sense.
Yeah.
All right, so that is round 1.
I want to believe he's just the placeholder for different rounds, and this is not just going to be the next picture. Round
like
one.
Round two.
The loading screen.
Yeah. With a big dog DOS game that came on a CD with your purchase in 1996.
So this one leans heavy into more like modern politics, that realm. Okay.
Yeah.
Now this one, you have to spot the one fake one. I think I was flipping these around a little bit. So these have to be. You got to spot the one fake one. Awake, but not woke.
Yeah,
or
that
awake,
feels
not woke.
That feels really real. Like that feels. Yeah.
Yeah. Who decides what's misinformation?
Yeah, that's.
Put some lipstick on that dog, and it could be Mrs. Information.
Mm-hmm.
My pronouns are big dog.
Give that man the $10,000. I don't care. It's just.
So there's only one that's fake here?
There's only one that's fake.
It's the big dog one.
No, that one's real. I think my pronouns are big dog is real.
What does that mean?
It's
That's more vexing
it's
than
somebody
they.
who doesn't understand what pronouns are.
That's true.
And he doesn't care to learn. Look,
they
he's
don't
got his arms
understand,
crossed.
and they
I
do
know,
not
he's
care
got
to
the
know.
America
That's that
sunglasses,
one.
yeah.
Yep.
And I feel like awake, not woke is also real. So I
That's
feel
too
like
real.
who decides what's misinformation is the off one, because misinformation just looks like it's too long of a word to fit with
It
any
is 5
big dog
syllables,
thing.
which is way too long for a shirt.
Yeah, you can't be doing that. Not with a big
I'm
dog shirt.
I'm going to stick with big dog, but I think you might be onto something with misinformation.
All right, your choices are in.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's my pronouns are big dog is the fake one.
No, Sal is killing me again.
There was.
They're
I wanted
gonna
to show
hire you. Somebody's
all the-
gonna send this
Yeah.
to Big Dog, and they're gonna
You're like,
hire
this is
you
the
to
most
write
action we've
news for
gotten.
them.
Oh my god! All right, round 3.
Yes, this dog is
It's like a
so in
Garbage
your
Pail
face.
Kid. Or a chud. He's like crawling out of the sewer.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to get you.
he's the older.
Pull my
yeah.
finger.
All
That's
right.
what he's saying.
That's what it's just saying.
Pull my
there's
finger.
there's a subcategory here of like boomer sort of like tech stuff, like their approach to like the internet essentially. And one of these is fake.
Okay.
If you tube my space, I'll Google your Yahoo.
That's just madness.
Yes. If you can't surf with the big dogs, stay off the net.
That's real. That's too close. That's too real. That's being sold at Seaside Heights right now on the boardwalk.
Send complaints to big dogs at barku.com.
I feel like that one's real.
There's no way.
So there's only one fake one. You got to pick the one fake
If
one.
YouTube MySpace, I'll Google your Yahoo definitely has to be a real one because it's so fucking weird.
I agree. It's too weird.
And
It's weirder than Mike.
It's so weird that like every old person that I know that I wouldn't want to talk to wants to own that shirt. Like all of the great aunts and uncles that like when I see them at a function, I'm like, yeah.
Yes. No, it's
They all
so
want
Dennis
that shirt.
Leary. You got to YouTube my facey space. Like
Dennis Leary. Perfect.
right? Where he's just like, oh no, I'm losing the youth. Well, screw you and your stupid facey spaces.
Perfect.
Yeah, so I guess are we going with bark.u? Bark.u.
I feel like
Like the
bark.u, bark/u.com. I feel like that's, well, I don't know. I feel like nobody says surf and net. Like nobody uses the term net anymore. But this was very big back when I was in 6th grade. So is that real? Or is it?
I don't know.
Oh, God. This is a hard one. I'm
I'm
gonna
going
go.
bark.u or bark-u.
I'm gonna go with surf. If you can't surf with the big dogs, is the fake one.
It's bark.u.
Bark.
I can't believe
Bark
was it the
slash
hyphen
you.
that gave it away?
It was the hyphen.
I-
It's too real where it's like,
Yeah.
well, I couldn't get
Bark-u.
barku.com, but I can get bark-u. Or
Bark/u.
what would have really given it away
M-
is if
or
it was
N-.
barku.net or something.
Oh, net would yeah, shit. I see. I changed it around. I added the hyphen because bark. It looked like Barkio. It looked weird.
Barky.
But I also removed big dot dogs. I was like, there's no way they'd put a fucking dot in there. So just like, get rid of
Yeah, that's like a real email address then for some reason.
All right, so that is guess that big dogs.
Guess that big dogs.
That was more challenging, I think, than the other ones. So I just wanted to run through this parody ones that they have for some of the additional ones. This is Venom.
Yeah.
It's fairly new, and I'll say this illustration of the Venom big dog is pretty cool.
Oh no, I feel bad for the artist.
Yeah.
The last growl, for the last dance. Oh my god, it's
Last
that current.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. It like so.
Why does he only have one
Why?
boot?
He lost it while he was running, obviously. Also,
Yeah,
dogs
right?
don't need boots usually. Or clothes, but...
So Jurassic Pugs. Now
This is a mess.
this
What
is
is happening?
this is the worst one.
It looks like he's pushing that one away from him. Like, no, not right now.
They're
No, get
beaming
down,
a
get
light
back.
that also has a dog image for some reason.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
so
That's-
many...
that's-
There's so much going on here.
There's a couple things too. Like I think this is the only one in the whole store where it's not just this type of dog. Like this is the only specific one where there's like pugs.
Yeah.
But if they're going for wordplay, just do the regular dog and Jurassic Bark.
it's right there.
Yeah, it's true.
And like they're using the I don't. It just doesn't make sense. The dogs
There's-
are now.
I don't...
The
Yeah,
the
they're like...
raptors from like
Throw out some ideas. There's no bad ideas here. And then they just went with all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh wow, there are bad ideas.
Like Jurassic.
There are.
Jurassic Bark. What do you think we are?
What if it's
Here.
a pug, but it's got a dinosaur mask on?
Right.
Yeah, like
Or
what?
it's got a
They're
bunch
wearing-
of horns for some reason.
We'll leave one. One just doesn't get anything.
That way it conveys these are actually pugs. Don't worry. They're not
that's
really
true, that's
like
true.
they're not half dinosaur, half pug people. They're
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are real pugs.
This is probably the worst wordplay.
Night Howl.
Night howl before
night
Christmas.
howl before Christmas. Is that even an expression?
No.
Like a night howl? Oh no. The neighbor left out his dog. He's night howling again.
He's night.
No one's ever
I mean,
said
Night
that.
Howl is something that they talk about a lot in Zootopia because it's a main plot point, but it's a flower there. I don't know if it's even a real flower.
Isn't
Night
it
howlers.
Night owl?
They're night howlers.
Oh, what was?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's that. I'll give him
But
that.
it's also a
much about
nickname
that
that they
movie,
give to wolves, night howlers.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Okay, all right.
But
Okay.
this looks awful.
This
You can't do that to Nightmare
This
Before
one makes
Christmas.
the most.
Oh my
Like this one works.
Beetlejuice. What?
Beetlejuice. I'm like, all right, I get that. That's fine. That's acceptable to
I
me.
guess that's acceptable.
I mean,
Mike,
as far as
what
wordplay goes,
happened?
the other titles, it's just like I don't even know what you're trying to
Why
do.
does it say the mutt who can't keep his mouth shut? Is there a similar tagline for Beetlejuice?
What is it? What does he say?
Like, did they just want
I'm
to
the-
put in a tagline for
I'm the
fun?
ghost with the most, so this
Yeah.
is the mutt who can't keep his mouth shut. I don't know.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Right. Okay. I got one more.
Okay,
He's
good.
got two
That is-
shoes though.
This one, I'm not even really. I just have to put this up here.
No. No. Did you make this
I did not.
in a week?
What?
There's no. This is not. They didn't accidentally do this,
Right. Right.
right? They were like, no. Some people who buy our shirts want to have sex with the mascot, and we were gonna deliver and cash
and
in
we'll
on some
do a
90s nostalgia.
Yes.
crossover with friends.
Yeah.
It's there's so much going on that doesn't make sense.
No.
I hate nonsensical crossovers.
I don't-
I hate them
yeah,
so much.
I don't like it. I don't like it. There's a lot of them. There was like a Seinfeld one that was like sign bark. Like it's just like that's the level of like
Of thought
yeah
that goes into it. Yeah.
Thanks again to our sponsor Big Dogs. for this segment, click on the link below. No, I'm just kidding. Do not do that. All right, this is Today in Nerd History, and we got big Deadpool anniversary.
Yeah, in typical Marvel fashion, no one's celebrating it over at the comic book world.
So rude.
Big anniversary, created in February of 1991. And debuted New Mutants 98, one of the most sought-after and expensive comic books of the 90s, created by Fabian Nicieza and, of course, Rob Liefeld, who has his own very popular podcast, Robservations. And if you ever talk to or hear from Rob Liefeld, he will regale you with how he invented Deadpool completely from whole cloth, and that it was all his idea, that in fact was a parody of the original creation from DC Comics Deathstroke from Marv Wolfman and George Perez. The idea being just, there's this mercenary character that has a very distinct look, but we're over here, making moves at Marvel, switching up the New Mutants, going to create X-Force out of that title, and whipping up this new guy, Deadpool, who is just everything about the 90s distilled into one character. Pouches, swords, acerbic attitude and wit, if you can call it that. More of an aggressive kind of antagonist character when he first debuted. Just funny and definitely dipping a toe in the villain pool, but they knew enough not to make him go full evil, because they were like, oh no, this guy is it wasn't like when they created Venom and they were like, bad guy for Spider-Man. And then a year into it, they went, okay, how do we make him a good guy? No, Deadpool, they're like, money. This guy's gonna work. And indeed he did. But it was actually the formation of like a number of creators, including Joe Kelley, who took on the Deadpool character and propelled him into the personality and character that we know him as today. But without Nicieza and Rob Liefeld, you don't have Deadpool. Like, just straight up, yes, we can give total and utter creative accolades to those two gentlemen for whipping up Deadpool as a parody of Deathstroke, but managing to be his own character. Thankfully, Deadpool isn't nearly the minefield of problems that Deathstroke would inevitably become. But yeah, tons of different creators worked on Deadpool over the years, including like Brian Posehn, one of my favorite comedians, Joe Kelley, and tons of different creators nowadays. Though what's odd about the character, this isn't really like a fun tidbit of information, but like since his cinematic debut, his comic book series keep getting canceled.
Oh, what?
Like, they don't sell very well. And I don't understand what it is. Like, Deadpool should print money on the same level as like a Spider-Man book. Like, we got to make sure we got a Spider-Man book, a Wolverine book, and then insert popular character here. With DC, if Batman comes out, comic book stores stay open. But with Marvel, you never really know who's going to hit outside of like the big ones. And when I say big ones, I really mean just Spider-Man, maybe Wolverine, although they killed Wolverine for like almost 10 years. So, but it's really weird. But Deadpool's one of those characters where I'm like, oh yeah, you got to bank on Deadpool. And it's like, cinematically, yes. Comic book wise,
That's so strange.
it is. It's really weird. And I don't understand it. I don't have a theory. It's just weird. But yeah, so fun facts about Deadpool that you may or may not know. I don't know. His sexuality was very much in question. He's pansexual, as I understand it.
Oh, I read a thing that said that it was stated that he was pansexual at one point, but then it was taken offline, and that one of the creators said, like, listen, he is whatever you want him to be. Like, stop fucking bothering me. Like,
Yes.
it's all the things. It's whatever you want him to be. It's all inclusive. And I was like, I kind of love that.
Yeah, it's like what Mark Hamill said about Luke Skywalker, where he's like, someone who it mattered to asked him if Luke was gay, and he's like, why not?
Sure.
And people were like, Mark Hamill says Luke Skywalker is gay. And it's like, no. He said, who cares about the sexuality of a fictitious character that he's never going to play again? And I can't help but agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not going to talk about Deadpool anymore. But Deadpool.
Happy birthday, Deadpool.
Happy birthday, Deadpool.
At some point this month.
Yeah, has had some fantastic. Yeah, exactly. It was February. As you pointed out, like We know that it came out in February of 1991. We're not necessarily sure what day, although I can pull it up, actually, now that I think about it. So let me do that right now.
Really?
Really?
Because I looked a couple places, and it was like, it's just dated February.
February 9th. Okay. The cover date was February 1991, but the release date was technically December 11th, 1990.
What? How does that work?
The cover dates are always a little ahead.
We're gonna
Or a lot
put
ahead.
this
But
in
the
stores
first
on
issue was
December, but
2011.
it's for February.
Well, no, we get 2 bites of the same Deadpool apple. See, while Marvel might not be able to make any money off of Deadpool, we will, because we'll be able to do 2 Deadpool specials, and I'll leave even more fun Deadpool trivia for you in December. Because there's no way this podcast isn't going to get canceled by then.
When you were saying, Sal, like Marvel doesn't promote or like celebrate their stuff, like, so they just have a
Sometimes
habit
they
of
do.
like, if it's for a huge character, they'll do that. But like, I mean, not saying that Deadpool's not a huge character, but
No, but it shows, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because Deadpool doesn't, there's no big anniversary issue, there's no double length comic books issue. It's just, Marvel Comics tends to kind of celebrate arbitrary numerical milestones, like
this is
we're-
issue 200.
issue 1000 is the big sexy number now. And they've actually fudged the numbers for a number of books as well to be like, okay, we're hitting issue 1000 even though we've relaunched the book 7 times, by just telling you that we've included a number of other random series that had the character's name on it to kind of just fix that number to hit 1000. But yeah, it's weird that Deadpool 1000 isn't being solicited or dropped within this month. But that's Marvel for you. Not to disparage Marvel in any significant way, but Marvel is a little cheap. And it only goes to show you the weird Deadpool comic book problem that there is, where it's like, I don't know if Deadpool has an ongoing series right now. I don't think he does. I think it's been canceled by now. Yeah.
for something like when you're saying, for I guess for any series really, but like a number of creators worked on Deadpool, and you mentioned like Brian Posehn and everybody, like when that's happening, when they're coming up with like a storyline or anything like that, how does it normally work? Like run up the chain to like the original creators, or how does that normally? Or just see like where the story, like who's approving like a storyline for that kind of thing.
That's interesting. When it comes to like original creations like Deadpool, I mean, like Deadpool was made for a company by hired guns, essentially. Like Rob and Fabian were working on the New Mutants title at the time. If Rob had a creation or two, in fact, he created Cable around the exact same time. Those characters belong wholesale to Marvel. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And back then, the creators' rights were much more in favor of the company. They're not too much better now, but they are better than they were. But residuals, royalties, all that stuff is kind of out the window. Especially back then. You were work for hire. Those characters belong to the company. So, after the original creative team is kind of like done with that title or with that character, sure, they could probably ask an editor overseeing those groups of books if they could continue with that character, but otherwise that character belongs to Marvel and it's up to their discretion. So like after Nicieza and Rob Liefeld didn't have the character under their purview anymore, the character was free to just be taken up by whomever pitched a good story to the group editor at the time and got to run with it. And that's why Joe Kelley gets a lot of credit for kind of like morphing and developing the Deadpool character, because Joe Kelley was the one who kind of like spearheaded the ongoing, that is to say non-limited series for Deadpool, and guided that character in a number of directions that completely and utterly changed the character from where they started to where they would end up. But yeah, as far as like what to do with a character, the people who are in charge of the direction of those characters are typically the editors over those families of books. So if you want to do something with Deadpool or Spider-Man, you have to talk to whoever is editing those families of books. When I say families, I mean like Spider-Man books and maybe under Spider-Man there's a number of other titles like Venom and stuff. And so one editor will oversee those groups of books. Or if it's like an X-Men title, typically there's a single group editor who manages the books under the X-Men title. So like the group editor for X-Men would also probably edit or at least oversee the Wolverine book and the Deadpool book and so forth, because those are technically like X-Men characters. And then what you do is you just pitch those ideas to whoever's in charge of those books to either greenlight a new series or a mini-series, or you solicit those people for the opportunity to write for an established series. And then you go through the process of approval and development, and sometimes you have a creative team you want to work with. Like if you're a writer, you want to work with an artist already, and then you got to go through that whole approval process. Or maybe they'll have an artist already lined up that they want to see on that title. So it's very Wild West, but also very regimented. Like there's a lot of columns and hoops you have to jump through in order to do it, but also it's kind of nebulous, seemingly.
Yeah.
Like anything in any creative field. I mean, So
cool.
That's my insight, I guess, from the years of talking to creators, thankfully. Like as a kid, I would have been like, I don't know, you write a letter to them and ask them for because I certainly did. I want to write Spider-Man. I'm 11. And I've been reading Spider-Man more than half my life, And they're like, maybe they'll send me a letter. They didn't, but yeah, I didn't really send a lot of mail as a kid, though. I didn't send a lot of mail as a kid. I wanted to, trust me, as I read a lot of periodicals and comics, and I saw these letters pages. I'm like, I got to get in one of these. Mom, can you send a letter to whom? Why? Why do you want to send
She gave you
mail?
the hard whom.
Well,
To whom?
I editorialized because I'm an English teacher. So. For whom?
For whom will you send this?
Little Sal's like,
Never end a
penthouse.
sentence in a preposition. Yeah. Please. Hustler.
We're a hustler family.
Sal, I just saw this letter here from Hustler. You know damn well that we write letters to Penthouse.
All right, so it's not yesterday in nerd history. This is sort of just
This is a long time ago.
Yeah, this is
in nerd
the
history.
Internet. So what'd you call it? Internet archaeology.
Internet archaeology.
Yeah, internet archaeology. So we gathered up a bunch of our favorite or weird old clips, and take it away, AJ. Do you want to just whatever order you want to do? We'll just start.
I'm
running
gonna
through.
go as chronological as possible because I feel like there needs to be some kind of rhyme or reason to all of this nonsense. So, cutting all the way back to 1992 is don't copy that floppy.
Yes.
Because this is something that was part of an anti-copyright infringement campaign by Software Publishers Association made in 1992. And what they did is they made VHS tapes. They recorded it in a high school because, of course, and they made VHS tapes and they sent them to various schools in order to try to convince kids, don't copy games and give them to your friends for free because then we don't make any money. That was the whole idea of it.
Definitely did.
That thing that everybody definitely did. But it's so easy.
Yeah, and it's like, if you didn't want me to do it,
don't make it
shouldn't
easy.
let it be completely easy.
We're not going to watch this whole thing. It's like 9 fucking minutes long.
It's so long. Yes.
Let's get to the good stuff.
Did I hear you right? Did I hear you saying that you're gonna make a copy of a game without paying? Come on, guys. I thought you knew better. Don't copy that floppy.
Wait a minute. Who the heck are you anyway? Yeah. And what are you doing on our computer?
Hang on. Why is their first instinct to ask directly to the screen as it's
Who
like
are
some
you?
interactive...
And why are you on our computer?
Yeah, who are you? And why are you addressing me
kind of
directly?
insinuates it is interactive a little bit.
Yeah.
So I watched this before you played it. I watched this for the
His
first
shoulder
time today, and I watched it for what felt like an eternity.
Oh, it's...
And then I
yeah.
checked the time, and it was only 4 minutes in to a
pretty
9-minute
long.
video.
Long.
It
Yeah,
is
Yeah.
so long
Yeah.
You know why that's long? You know why
because
it's
it was
9
on
minutes?
a VHS tape.
Because it's on a VHS tape, and those
And
tapes
they were
cost
like,
money.
we
They gotta
need
sell
to
these
put
tapes.
all the information in there.
Oh,
The best part of it, honestly, I think the best part of this is the little mini interviews that they have with people who actually worked on a game, because that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's neat to see them because it's like you're never going to see them in any other context,
Right?
Outside of this,
They made an
stupid fear-mongering
MMORPG
ad.
for AOL, and then they get to be on this weird-ass video.
Craig Dykstra.
Nice.
You just know his name?
I saw it.
Yes!
Nice.
I mean, that's badass looking.
I'd play that.
yeah.
Pew, pew!
Oh, I'd copy the shit out of that game.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
yeah.
Give me that. I'll play it right now.
Pew, pew, pew!
On an emulator. I love that. Like this guy, they're like, this guy is so boring. Can we put like a little R&B or like a little hip hop beat underneath him?
Yeah. Let's skew his
we can do that.
picture a little bit so it looks
Yeah,
cooler.
give him a Dutch angle. Yeah,
Oh boy.
with a Saved by the Bell background.
There'll be documentation and manuals that'll come with it.
Normally you have instructions, you also have warranty, you also have...
I tell you,
Hey,
kids,
you chick.
kids love the energy that these designers
These people-
are bringing.
Yeah.
Bringing high energy.
Okay.
Hey, could you ditch the glasses or something? Like, you're really not selling this very well for us. I need them to see.
Don't copy that floppy. See ya. I'm out of here.
All right, next up on the timeline, we'll
Yeah.
go from there, is peanut butter jelly time.
Yeah. My God.
Classic peanut butter jelly time. My big question for peanut butter jelly time is, are you seeing on the banana that's, Juna's little dance, are those hands or are they maracas? Because
He's holding maracas,
I thought
right?
he's
is
holding
he holding
maracas, right?
Because I always assumed it's very low res. I always
Yeah,
assumed
that's
it was
true.
just his hands, like just little white glove hands. Because why not?
Yeah,
but
it's interesting. There's
It's
no
brought
real
up
reason.
in Family Guy, and Brian dresses up as a banana, and he's holding maracas when he does it, and that was the first time I was like, wait, were those those are maracas? That like blew my mind. I was
Okay,
like,
so-
no.
Looking at the peanut butter jelly like GIF right now, I don't see maracas.
They're not
So this could be
maracas. Those are hands.
Those are just
You're
hands. It
right.
could be a Mandela effect situation here.
Those are
totally
hands.
Like,
Wow. What?
I think it just depends on like how what resolution you were watching it as. But
does someone own it? And Family Guy's like, no. The lawyers say if he's holding something, then it's technically parody.
it's just a banana with a maracas. I don't know. He's singing it, so
yeah, that's true.
I could see-
it is
yeah.
a Buckwheat Boys with a Z song.
Right.
So worth mentioning.
Is that a thing? I'm not familiar with that.
It's
with
just
that group.
it's literally they had peanut butter jelly time and one other song, and it was called like Cake and Ice Cream or something. I forget what it
theme.
was.
Yeah.
Not as iconic.
Not quite as good. It was originally posted on something called Off Topic, which I've never even heard of. And then it went to Newgrounds and E-Bombs World and Something Awful and Albino Black Sheep. And when I read that, I was like, oh my God, I forgot about Albino Black Sheep.
Me too.
What?
Wow.
The names of all these things
I know.
makes me so
E-bombs.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
E-bombs. I went to
E-bombs
E-bombs a
world.
lot.
Yeah.
Next on my list is Lobster Magnet. I don't know if anyone else
This
has
was
ever heard
brand
of
new to
this.
me.
Tell
Yeah.
me in the comments if you are also a Lobster Magnet fan. I don't know where this came from. I found out about it my freshman year in college. I watched it in 2002. I don't know if it existed before that. Oh, look, it has a copyright date on it. I didn't even notice that. Lobster made of meat. It's so weird. I love it.
Indicative of that time period of like one of our friends knows Flash. They know how to animate. You could a telltale sign that like it's just whatever for Flash. It's such a silly thing. So when you fade something out in Flash, you can see all the parts underneath. So it makes every piece transparent. So this is definitely like somebody who's like, I kind of know Flash, so I'll animate this lobster running across, and like they just faded out the whole graphic, and all like its rigged pieces can show underneath. So that's one of the issues with Flash that you can do. But that's just like telltale of like that's somebody who's learning Flash and they're just fucking around.
Yeah. My next looping thought is Salad Fingers.
Yeah.
Which
David Firth.
Are you guys familiar with? Yeah. Okay,
his stuff
great.
was coming out when I was doing stuff.
Okay, good. Now, well, what I'm confused about here is I looked it up and it said that it came out in 2004, but that places it in like my sophomore to junior year in college, and that doesn't make sense to me because I'm like, I definitely watched this freshman year. I remember sitting in my freshman year room and like I watched the first episode so many times until I memorized it, and then like I was like there as like new episodes were coming out. I would watch them and it'd be like, oh my god, there's like, it would be a thing that like me and my friends would be like, there's a new Salad Fingers, and we would watch it and we would share it. And I'm like, it can't possibly, but I looked on multiple sites, it cited 2004 as when it came out.
That does seem late.
And I'm like, that's not accurate. That can't be accurate. It had to be 2002. That's when I was watching it.
Yeah, I feel like that's correct because it was a similar thing where like we put an episode of College University on Newgrounds, and then like, you know, kind of just happenstance around the same time, like David Firth would post a new Salad Fingers, and it was like, it definitely 2004 definitely just seems late.
It feels too late. Yeah. It's way too late.
Yeah.
I must find the perfect spoon.
I don't like it. I never liked it. I was like, I don't like this.
You don't like. I love when he's like, I just love all you rusty taps, and he's just with his creepy little finger. The music, like everything about it,
everything
just struck
so weird.
all of the weird chords that I love. I love weird, creepy movies, and I love weird, creepy animations. And he would say things like, "I like when the red water comes out."
There really was nothing
Even
like
Cumberdale,
it.
you taste like soot and poo. Marjorie Stewart Baxter, you taste like sunshine dust.
Very, very strange. I don't know. Like those ones, like I agree. Like I wasn't like clamoring to watch Salad Fingers because it's just like weird.
It's just so I'm like,
But
and the fact that it was like from the internet, it's like, is this gonna be followed up by like a beheading video or something? Like, is this like a cry for help? Like, yeah, I have people in my basement. You know, like it's not like sanctioned, so there's like it's like if the TV made something this creepy and weird, it's like, well, so it had to go through some kind of channel. But like, here's this thing that somebody made in their darkened dorm room, and I'm like, this is saying too much, and I don't know if I want to be here for that.
I know. I was like,
I was there for it for at least 5 episodes.
It was just like, I don't know how his brain works. Any of those kind of things. I'm like, I don't know how that guy's brain works, and that was like interesting enough to me to be like, he's a weirdo. That was funny, and he's like making stuff like great.
Next on our list is Charlie the Unicorn.
Yeah, Charlie the Unicorn.
Charlie the Unicorn is from 2005. I'd never heard of it before today.
What?
Yeah,
Wow.
I had never. I mean, maybe other people. It didn't.
I feel like AJ
it
used
wasn't
a
in my
different internet than
circles.
us. Like the videos you
I
watched.
was using a very weirder.
Darker one.
A very.
Although I'm shocked because Charlie, I mean, that seems not to. I mean, like I didn't care for Charlie the Unicorn.
I watched the first episode. There's 5 episodes total. Each of the first 4 are only 5 minutes, and then the last episode is 40 minutes long. So if you want to watch all 5 of them, you have to sit in for an hour.
I love
Oh my
it.
God.
What happened? Oh, they took my freaking kidney.
There's no way you don't love Charlie.
I mean, I do love. I loved it because I was like, yes, we were writing kidney stealing jokes when I was, in a sketch comedy group in college. That's what it was all about. A fun fact about Charlie the Unicorn, which was first uploaded in 2005. It was created by Jason Steele as a birthday present for his mom, and she's the one who uploaded it. And then it gained popularity. Somebody, I think, maybe re-uploaded it, or I don't know if she did it on Newgrounds or somebody else re-uploaded it to Newgrounds, but that's where it got its popularity. I was like, that's really fun.
I love that.
Yeah.
What an encouraging parent. I thought I had encouraging parents, but no.
He made this weird-ass thing for his mom, and she's like, all right, I'm going to put it on the internet.
It's like, genius, load.
That's
A lot of
fun.
slurs on the comments here. Whoa.
Oh my god. That's such a weird, I don't know, for like a parent doing that. It's cool, very cool, but it just seems like such an odd choice or I don't know.
Right? Like, how did they even know where to put it?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Like,
Maybe
I wonder
they
how
were
old
just-
she was.
Maybe she was just more into the internet
Yeah,
than
I guess
he
so.
was. You know, some parents can
Yeah,
be
yeah,
hip.
for
Yeah,
sure.
they're with it.
Yeah.
Just some of them hip
'Cause
to
it,
be
like,
cool.
My parents know I do weird shit, but like if I made a card like that for my mom, she'd be like, "This is great. What is this?" And then it would just live on like
Into the
a
garbage.
20-year-old computer and never see the light of day.
Yeah. How long did you spend on this?
I'll watch the rest later.
Mom, it's a minute 30.
I know. Let's get some cake.
Maybe he'll forget about it.
I'm gonna put this right in the trash.
Yeah, that's right. Let me just...
This special filing cabinet.
I don't want to use up too much space on my computer. It's like 2 megabytes, Mom. No, too late. Gone.
There's one specific little like bit that I was like, what? The animation on this is so bad.
It's the freak phone.
No.
Fucking terrifying. No.
Thank you for calling the Freak Hotline. It has been so long since I heard from another person.
Whoa.
But that is
This
not
is some
it.
creepypasta shit.
No, don't get that
There's
close.
something you must know.
the fuck?
So listen very carefully. I know where you live, and I am coming to get you.
All right, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching as always. If you're watching us on YouTube, on Spotify, everything, anywhere else, give us a like, give us a listen, leave a comment. It all helps. We really appreciate it. Check out our Patreon. I feel like I've completely stopped promoting our Patreon here, but you get ad-free early release stuff, a bunch of like merch discounts, all this kind of fun stuff. You get roasted by Sonic. You guys got
Get weird
anything?
stuff. You get to see a quiz that I made for Mike and Sal that got cut for time.
That's right. I know.
About
Asia made a
Groundhog
whole
Day.
quiz for Groundhog's Day. That'll be up on the Patreon.
If you want to see it, then you have to go to Patreon for it.
You have to.
You have to go there.
Which, no spoilers, but Sal won that contest as well.
He wins everything. He has a mind like a steel trap.
I know, undefeated.
He's always
But
gonna.
only for things that don't matter. Like my wife's birthday, forget about it.
What's your name?
I know. Yeah.
Who?
You gotta like relate it to like a big event in like a movie or a comic coming out.
Yeah,
or
if she
whatever.
were a Ninja Turtle, then we'd be talking.
Happy birthday, Donatello. Are they all the? I don't want to get the whole thing. Are they all the same?
Were they all born the same
There's
day?
like an older. There's older guys, right? Some of them are older.
I would
No.
assume they were just
They're all
all
the
born
same
together.
age.
They're all together,
Yeah.
right?
They're all born
Well, one of them
together.
must have hatched first, right?
They're
I don't know.
brothers.
Oh yeah, yeah, but then you're splitting hairs.
yeah.
That's more
I
like
guess so.
like the twins
They're
being like,
basically
which one of us came out
quadruplets.
first?
But I feel
Yeah.
like that would be a legitimate argument for them.
Yeah.
No question. Yeah, I mean,
For sure.
Certainly, one would argue that Leonardo probably was the oldest.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Which
you
one
know.
got eaten by a seagull? Their lost brother.
Yeah, Guillermo.
That's Kevin.
Just kidding. You guys got anything to plug?
Yeah, actually, I do because the fifth and final issue of Terminator that I wrote got delayed, and so while it should have come out the
should've come
day
out
before we
yesterday.
recorded this episode,
Yeah.
it did not, and instead may be coming out either March 5th or 12th. So,
Oh, snap.
if you are looking to pick up the last 2 pages of my 10-page backup Terminator story in Dynamite's Terminator series,
It's coming.
it's coming. Go to your comic book store and just put it in my pull box or something. But March 5th or 12th, I'm not sure when.
All right, guys, we like you, and we hope you like us.
I Freddy freaked my friends the other day. They're Freddy Freaker. We were playing Helldivers, and they were talking about like the Helldivers movie that they're developing and stuff like that. And I was like, actually, did you guys know they released the Helldivers soundtrack it's a whole orchestral thing. They're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, actually, I have a tape. Like, I have a clip right here. You want to hear it? And I just played the commercial, killed them.